record. Well, thank you, Cesar. So it's late there in Puerto Rico, but he was able to, we've got multiple Zoom accounts and I logged into the wrong one. So he was able to get this to record. So here we are with the conversation about mainly Phoenix, Seoul, and Las Vegas. I'd like everybody to be aware of the first event for the Metro for Global Chamber Phoenix is going to be January 16th. It's the International State of the Metro, and it'll have 4 main components. One of them is the International State of the Metro. One of them is the launch of Export League. Another one is a section related to plug and play and their launching of plug and play in Phoenix, which has been going on for some period of time, but they're launched around the world. They're based out of San Francisco, mainly connecting startups to advanced companies for funding and a variety of other elements. But the fourth area is a panel that's going to be focusing on autonomous technologies. Not just the Waymo, which would be more visible, but also other aspects of autonomous technology, including on the ag side. And so I'd love to turn it over to Brett McMickle, who is the Chief Technology Officer for Kubota. As I think almost all of us know from the label that's on tractors, they do tractors. Great. They do a lot more than tractors, and they do autonomous technology. And Brett has been in the midst of that for many years. His company, Ag Junction, out of Scottsdale, then Scottsdale, he sold to Kubota. And then lo and behold, I don't know the full story, but they came back, and sometimes the founder and the president of the technology company is booted out, either ceremoniously or otherwise. But in Brett's case, they retained him, and he stayed now in Kubota, and he's doing more than just autonomous technology. He's more broadly working on technology. So Brett, would you like to share as much as you feel comfortable sharing about what you're planning to do in Las Vegas during CES, what you're thinking about and what we've planned for Global Chamber Phoenix and the autonomy panel, and anything else you'd like to share? Are you available to talk right now?
Yes, that's I got open mic, it sounds like, whatever I want to talk about. Anyway, I can start off with CES. So many of you will be at CES. I really encourage you to come by the Kubota exhibit. We'll be in West Hall, booth 5700. This year, Kubota won Best of Innovation for a robotic platform called the KATR. So it's for off-road environment. We've got it in agriculture, construction. It'll be displayed at the Venetian with the kind of the Hall of Fame area, but we'll have live demonstrations in the Kubota booth, so you can come by and see it. Additionally, we'll have a wide range of vehicles, agriculture. We have residential turf, so zero-turn mower with it's autonomous. We also have EV on the turf and agricultural products. We have an EV excavator, hydrogen-powered generator, and an autonomous sprayer. So a lot of autonomous vehicles in the booth. It's not just on road, but we're making a lot of progress with autonomy in agricultural and construction environments. We have some robotics as well, robotic pruning, some new sensor and AI technology. We finished an acquisition of Bloomfield Robotics, and so now we have the capability of doing crop scouting, so being able to measure the color, quantity of crops in the field. So I really encourage you to come by. We have a press conference on January 7th, and then we will have some of our customers in the booth as well. So they'll be passing out pecans from pecan farmers, and we'll have one of our construction customers there to talk about the technology and construction. So it's going to be an exciting event for Kubota at CES. Regarding the panel session, it's an honor that Doug invited me out to the 16th panel session. We've got quite a lineup coming together to discuss what's going on in autonomy in Phoenix. As Doug mentioned, I was formerly the CEO of Ag Junction. Our headquarters was in Scottsdale. Kubota acquired us December 2021. And so Kubota still has employees in the Phoenix area for the same reason that I moved the headquarters there. Is it's a great ecosystem for autonomy, great talent coming out of Arizona State. So we'll be talking a little bit about the ecosystem there, about all of the autonomous development testing that's going on in the Phoenix area. We've got some other panelists coming together that'll talk about on-road and off-road autonomy. So I think it'll be an exciting panel session, especially combining the on-road and off-road, and then why all of these companies ended up in Phoenix. So I think it'll be a great event. So I look forward to discussing why Phoenix is also talking about the future of autonomy, particularly in my area, which is more on the off-road and construction and in agriculture. So hope that gives you a little bit. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but thank you very much.
Amazing. What questions do people have?
Doug, I have questions for you, but is that okay to address now?
Yeah, sure. On with Brett, maybe while we've got him, I wanted to make sure, first of all, to introduce Dave Binsfeld, who's here. Dave, have you guys met? Have you met Brett in person?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, so he's on our advisory board, and Dave, he's been the leader at General Southwest Insurance, which sold to Gallagher, and so he's gone from big time to really big time in terms of expertise and globalness, because of Gallagher's globalness. But Dave has always been very global, and he's always been very helpful for global companies as they manage risk, including a little sushi place and a little ramen place that became that there are members of Global Chamber that Dave's been able to help out. And so there will be another future Global Chamber meeting that's at either at the ramen shop, but more likely at the sushi place.
I ate there yesterday. It was excellent.
Oh, did you really? Okay,
I did.
okay. I'd like to learn more. The guy's amazing. He's from Osaka. So I know, Brett, you spend a lot of time in Osaka, don't you?
Lots of time, months and months of time. Yes, I'm there frequently.
Have you ever been to Origami Ramen or to Omakase, the new place that he has? This crazy guy from Osaka that's living in Phoenix?
I can't say that I have, but I'm gonna be there in January, so I will make a note to go and visit.
Okay, we'll have to corral you because he's already told me that he said, Doug-san, we will prepare just like you would be in Japan. So he's ready to prepare a meal fit for a king. So we'll get you set up for sure. Hopefully that works out through Global
Fantastic.
for you to attend. So that would be cool. I wanted to make sure that first of all, you were connected to Dave, and secondly, that we had some sort of a framework of on the autonomy side. Why did you originally choose Scottsdale? Was that just coincidence, or did you strategically feel like ASU had a resource that was valuable, or there was some other reason? What in the world got you to Scottsdale originally? And then how has it transpired? How much of that story would you like to share now?
No, it was strategic. The headquarters for Ag Junction, when I came in, was actually in Hiawatha, Kansas. And then we had locations in Brisbane, Australia, Shanghai, and in Fremont, California, Silicon Valley, just right by the Tesla plant. And so we had other locations, and then we were evaluating headquarter options. And it really came down to the talent that we needed to support autonomy, about the policies that will allow us to do testing, evaluation, and then also the ecosystem that was in Phoenix. And so after that evaluation, we decided to move our headquarters out of Hiawatha. It was really difficult to attract engineers and AI specialists in Hiawatha. So we moved headquarters to Scottsdale, and we're able to grow from there. We ended up actually shutting down in Silicon Valley. We found that engineers were very interested in moving into Phoenix. It's a desirable location. The property at the time, quite a bit less. So we were able to attract the engineers and relocate them from California into Arizona. And then we had good partnership with Arizona State as well as University of Arizona. A lot of our testing was conducted in partnership with the University of Arizona. And then we did a lot of our research and internships out of ASU. So great location for us. Still a good location. We're still attracting interns and great talent through our partnership with ASU. We've got a number of ongoing research projects with ASU, both at the Poly campus. We're doing autonomous research there. We just won a grant with ASU Poly. And then we are partnering with ASU in an NSF center looking at cloud and edge compute. So a lot of people don't associate agriculture and construction with advanced technology, but there's a lot going on artificial intelligence and autonomy, and really bringing those together. So one thing that Kubota stresses is like the connection to the customer, and then also providing solutions. And so it's not just about the autonomy. We're looking at how do we build in sensors, provide the analysis and recommendations, and then act appropriately. So it's bringing together that sensing technology, the AI, and the autonomy and automation together to provide a complete solution. And the collaboration with ASU allows us to do that.
Very cool. Claudia is in the call, and Claudia, I don't know if you can talk or whether are you here as a representative of City of Phoenix? Are you available to say hi? Because there's a couple kind of coordination elements for City of Phoenix, both in Vegas and an event that we're doing here. So she may not be available. Let's see.
Great. Hi. Yes, this is Claudia Whitehead with the City of Phoenix. And yes, I'm about to be driving here soon, but happy to participate. So thanks, Doug. And yes, and I will be part of our delegation attending the events in Vegas as well with CES.
Okay, fantastic. So I know there's some additional coordination that through Rita and others. I'll make sure, and I didn't necessarily notice that you were on the email distribution list between all of us, and so I made a note to make sure that you are.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
But what is your main goal for CES, for the City of Phoenix?
So for the City of Phoenix, really being able to connect, especially on the international front, just with so much international activity happening within the City of Phoenix, and really communicating about all of the great innovation and the ecosystem that is here in Phoenix to support technology companies to be successful, and also facilitate any connections and collaborations for companies that we meet. And then we will have companies attending with us and really sharing what kind of innovation is happening here in Phoenix. So we will also have Mayor Gallego will be joining us as well. So we're really looking forward to it. And our key pillars of the industries is I focus on biotech and healthcare. And so especially in the digital health space at CES, and then we have air mobility, space and defense, advanced manufacturing, and then early stage entrepreneurs, emerging technologies.
Very cool. Brett, while we have Claudia here, do you have any additional guidance about the Kubota activity on the 8th? Or how best to be able to maybe coordinate something with the city?
Yeah, we'd love to have the city come by the exhibit. If we can arrange a time, I can make sure that our chief executive officer is there to properly greet the representatives. So the CEO is coming in on January 7th. So if we can just coordinate a time, happy to show the city through the Kubota exhibit, see what the Best of Innovation Award looks like, and we could even schedule a special live demonstration of the KATR in the exhibit. So if there's a way, Claudia, that we could just coordinate on a time, I'd happy to set up a tour with the executives.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. What a great opportunity, and congratulations. So I apologize I joined the call late. But congratulations on that Best of Innovation Award. That's really amazing.
Thank you very much. And that was
Yes.
through the support of our engineers in the Phoenix area. So we still have quite a few engineers operating in the Phoenix and Scottsdale areas.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to seeing it as well for myself. So yes, and we can maybe following this call, we can coordinate some times that could be available, and then I can propose it and check with the mayor's schedule as well to see if she's available at the time too. So
Great. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
all right, thanks.
Claudia, there'll be 3 things that we're coordinating through the scheduler and Rita. January 7th evening, the city of Incheon with the city of Phoenix, the 6 o'clock, 6:30 that evening, and then this on the 8th. And then Arita is part of the International State of the Metro, which is January 16th. And at that event, besides the annual report card, we have Brett speaking on a panel about the autonomy technology ecosystem of Phoenix. So that'll include Kubota and several other top companies. Hopefully Waymo. Waymo has kind of said generally, yes, we'll be part of it, but they need final approval. But there's, I think, 5 or 6 people as part of that board. And so it's really about what's going on here, why Phoenix has attracted these types of technologies, and let's attract more. So that's on the 16th afternoon here at Thunderbird. So those are three things that certainly the city has already been informed of. Wanted to make sure you were aware of as well.
Oh yeah, that sounds wonderful. I was not aware of the January 16th event, so that sounds really exciting as well. So, and yes, hopefully the Waymo will be able to participate as well. So perfect.
Thanks for all the support over the years. Really appreciate it. I think
Oh yeah, and thank you.
Erica is going to try to scratch out something. What do you got, Erica?
Chat. The chat.
Oh, it's in the chat. Okay. It's in the chat. What do you guys, somebody wants to read it? Who's your helper? Where's MJ when you need him? Where is MJ? Is he gone?
I'll read it for you. Well, Eric, I feel so bad for you that you can't communicate because you're always communicating so well. So on January 6th, we have anyone coming to Vegas early. We're having a coffee, tea, morning meetup. The 7th is Incheon night. So that's when we'll meet with the Korean delegation. And then on the 8th evening, we have a global chamber meetup, which is always good at the Wynn. And then a luncheon for global chamber members on the 9th who can't make the evening before. And those are always good. I always recommend if you guys can make the in-person meetings, they're great.
Wow.
Sure.
And I think the city of Incheon, we have something else on the 10th. or there's another thing I know that we're scheduling to. I haven't really given much thought to that piece yet, but this besides the 7th, but I think it's on the 10th. There's something going on. So yeah, maybe type that one out for sure. MJ is not here, so he's so he had another question. So when he's back, are there any other comments or questions relative to Brett's comments or the City of Phoenix comments? And otherwise, we'll just keep going around the room.
I'm kind of curious, what he uses the most deployable of the technologies. What will he be seeing first out in the world of what you and Kubota are creating?
Brett, did you hear that?
I think what technology are we going to see first? Is that the question?
Yeah, what Kubota product with your technology will we see first?
Commercially, so we do have some commercial products that we're showing at the CES exhibit, like the sensing system, and so the Bloomfield AI camera is commercially available, helping farmers in California and in South America and in Europe right now. The electric EV excavator is also available in Europe. It's not in North America yet. Regarding the autonomy, we actually have a product out commercially on the autonomous side. We're deploying our autonomous systems in Japan, and really waiting for some clarity on some regulation in the US. We are doing testing and evaluation in the United States, but right now the commercial products are all in the Japanese market. In terms of launching in the US on autonomous platforms, something like an autonomous Scout or one of the smaller platforms is probably going to be the most likely first entry into the market, though they're all kind of right there at contenders. The autonomous spray has got a lot of interest due to its savings, both in terms of cost savings, but also environmental impact reduction by reducing the amount of chemicals used in orchards and specialty crops. So we'll see, but you will see some commercial products. We're releasing these as quickly as we can. There's a huge demand out there. We had some meetings with growers, commercial growers in California last month, and they came up to me and the president asking us to move faster because they're having such labor challenges that they need this automation faster. So I've told my team, I've passed it along, we've got to go faster. So we're trying as hard as we can.
Doug, if I can chime in real quick, I'd first like to say thank you for a great job you've been doing over the years. And just for those who are not familiar with what my line of business is, I'm in the music education business and creating jazz festivals. I'm in partnership with UNESCO and Herbie Hancock, celebrating jazz around the world on April 30th, which is International Jazz Day. And I was looking at what Brett is doing, and definitely Claudia over there in Phoenix, which I live and been here for 30 years. I would like to invite, first of all, you guys to look into the work that we do with the Scottsdale Jazz Festival celebrating International Jazz Day and trying to get companies to become involved. This is bigger than just a jazz festival. This is an opportunity to introduce, when he started talking about autonomy, that's the music business, I'm sure, needs that technology and probably is using that technology now. I've been able to unite the state of Arizona around this cause by getting the bill passed, HCR 2017, declaring April Jazz Appreciation Month and April 30th International Jazz Day. Scottsdale happened to be the host city. The last number of mayors have supported this organization and this movement, as well as the last 3 governors. So I really would like to have some presence through vending, sponsorship we could talk about, but just having a presence at this festival to show that we're bigger than just a music organization, and the things that we do is deals with education as well as some other things that I'm kind of biased to. We need affordable housing for musicians, and we can talk about that. But if I could get Bridge Company to be one of the big presenters at the festival, would be wonderful. And the mayor, if I can get Mayor Gallego to maybe be a part of this movement that we didn't put together, a coalition of mayors to support International Jazz Day, that would be nice. And Erica, I will be reaching out to you because I would love for you to post my event and get people from Vegas to see what we're doing down here in Phoenix and anywhere else around the world to focus on Scottsdale. The date is April 30th. I'm sorry, the date is April 26th. The 25th, we will have a VIP session at the Curlin Resort. So reach out to me, send me some emails, and I will put my press release and some things in your inbox.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. Crawford, for that.
Well, I just love the idea. I've been, is it William? I've been working with entrepreneurs in Tanzania with Nima this last week, and it's all about intergenerational wisdom. So I love the fact that you're doing music with the kids, and I'd love to know more about it. My husband's a musician, so I have a music studio down below me in the garage.
Okay.
I don't play anything, I dance, but yeah, the idea of helping young 18 to 30-year-olds really be inspired to be entrepreneurs in any genre. And we've done 3 sessions, and she wants me to do another one. So yeah, that's all going well, Doug. And
I see you based in Las Vegas as well. I'm going to try to make it up to Vegas.
yeah,
You guys can help me create this grassroots movement about this event and then share it in Vegas to come down to Arizona and during that time frame. That would help us tremendously.
excellent.
Thanks, Doc.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Who would like to go next? Any questions or anybody like to share?
I'll go a little bit, just there's some interesting connections here for me with the people here. So AJ Gallagher, right? So 17 years ago, I led all the Sarbanes-Oxley and internal control development for AJ Gallagher, saved them millions and millions of dollars in testing fee. But that process is what led me to the brain training program I do for the Department of Defense. Now I work with teams, professional athletes. Actually, in a few minutes, I'm going to be watching Southern Utah. They are now the best start ever in the history of the school. And I work with business teams, sales teams. But so I'm always kind of catalyst that nobody sees that makes everybody perform better, which I love to do. And then Brad, you mentioned Japan. I was in Japan a couple of months ago for my high school reunion. I went to high school in Tokyo. And ironically, I was there because my dad was director of patent licensing for all of IBM Asia Pacific. So any new idea, maybe it would have been Kabad back then, that wanted IBM to take a look at them came across our dinner table. So I was exposed to all these great, which is why like CES is it's always amazing to me just to see all the new innovations and so forth. So that's a connection. I'm really looking forward to these events and meeting more of you in person here in Las Vegas.
Amazing. When were you in Tokyo? What years?
2 months ago. I was there 74 I graduated. 50 years, our 50th anniversary.
Okay.
So it was great. You know, you walk in a room and everybody acts and sounds the same, but we all look like our grandfathers. You know, that's the main thing. Everybody looks different, but they all act the same. So it was a lot of fun.
You mentioned something about Utah and a school in Utah. What was that?
Yeah, so I work with any team. I work with sales teams, a lot of executive teams, development teams, sales teams. But I also work with sports teams, which I really enjoy. And so Southern Utah University, their basketball team, I'm working with the basketball team this year because 2 years ago I worked with a gymnastics team and they won their first ever conference championship. So this year, Southern Utah basketball went 4-0 for the first time ever, and they're off to one of the best starts that they've ever had. So What I do obviously helps individuals, but as a team bonding, no matter what you're doing, it makes an incredible improvement in efficiency. And I think you're fun too, right? So work with businesses and they go make a lot of money. I can't necessarily see that. If I work with a sports team, I get to go watch them play and see what happens. The Bishop Gorman, one of the best high schools in the country here in Las Vegas, it started working with their basketball team as well. So it makes a big difference.
Brett and I are University of Utah, so I think we need a little bit of help.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. Yes, yes. Yeah, I can go. I mean, I'm from Chicago. I'd like to be working with the Bears too. I got to get someone to get me in there. So that's the problem. That's great.
Here. Thank you for sharing all of that.
Sure. Oh, and by the way, Claudia, I'm sorry, but I'd like to talk to you also because I work with entrepreneurs, but also in the healthcare space. I do a lot of mental health rehab, and so it'd be interesting to talk to you about that and what you're doing in Phoenix.
Oh my gosh, that would be great to be able to talk about that. So I actually am working with a company right now that's needing some assistance. So would be happy to connect with you on that.
Great. Yeah, thank you. Let's do that. Let's do that for sure.
Fantastic. Great connection. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Anything else to share?
I would just want to share, Doug, that I've been developing the PhD, the life PhD, and working on a new slide deck for what we're going to do in 2025. So I will share that with you all, and really developing this as an alternative to an academic PhD or an honorary PhD. So our PhD, which is a capital H, is a life earned credential, and the goal is to develop mature mentors who have a fantastic life, so we can mentor the 18 to 30-year-olds on a life track and really turn around the way we educate people to develop their natural gifts. And it aligns to what John's talking about as well, is that we develop their innate skills and their ability to think for themselves. We create a whole new future of entrepreneurs who become great employers and actually treat people as they should treat them. They become social entrepreneurs as well as amazingly successful financially. So that's what I'm working on, and I'll share more about that. I've been developing the slide deck, but I also have the opportunity to take it out on a global TV channel. So if anybody does their life earned PhD, we can make it a documentary and then send it out on a world network so that we start raising the level of all our life experiences, especially women, but not only women. But I'm really keen to get some of these amazing stories. People like Nima, who, she's so stunning, and is to make it really credible so that the government actually sponsors her with money as opposed just to making her work for her passion, because I think women are very undervalued.
And Nina Maleli, she is the executive director of Global Chamber in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and she empowers women. She teaches young people to be better leaders, and she's also incorporating an export mentality among not just Tanzania, but all across the region. So she's amazing. I agree. And she's also hosting the first ever Global Chamber a global meeting. We found out May 6th, 7th, and 8th in Tanzania. And so,
it may, yeah, because she was telling me about that. She wants me to be there. But I think she's a classic case of where a woman of immense substance needs that credential, and it needs to be honored on a level with any other doctorate. But this is what she wants to do. But of course, she doesn't have funds. So we have to find a way of increasing the funds into her ideas. And I did 3 sessions this last week and a half, and they're very receptive to the ideas of thinking for themselves. So it went really well.
know, I think about the meeting we had yesterday was about California. It was a cross metro meetup in California. It was really well attended. We had 40 people from mostly from California. And one of our speakers is a guy named Barry Broom, who kind of became famous through the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, GPEC, which has become one of the top economic development engines in the world, recognized as a top economic engine. Claudia knows Barry. Barry is a unique character from the Midwest. It kind of honestly grates on you after a while, but he's like so effective and so brilliant that you just kind of let it happen because he is so good. So he's gone and he's doing the same thing in Sacramento now. I didn't realize it's been this long, but I think it's his 10-year anniversary that he's been in Sacramento. And why I bring him up is, first of all, I just have so much respect for him. And he spoke yesterday very eloquently about why California is still relevant and why it's going to move forward and some of the challenges as well. He has raised $50 million among the community in the last 10 years from the business community. And he asked some of the bigger companies to give $250,000, $500,000 over a period of time. And so, for Sacramento of all places. And so my head is like exploding. It's like, okay, I love Sacramento, but these companies have money to give and to do.
Yeah.
And there's Nima in Tanzania doing extraordinary work. She doesn't need even $1 million. she could create some pretty amazing things for $100,000 or
Yes.
$20, let alone anything else. So I think we have some work to do, some collaboration work and some intelligence work to do to be able to take people like Nima who are doing amazing amounts of work with just a little bit of help. They could be even more amazing. So
Absolutely fantastic. We need to look at that because there's so many women across Africa doing that, and Nima is a wonderful role model. So if we can help her, we can help the others.
Totally agree. So it's our opportunity. And as we talked earlier in a couple of the meetings in the last few days, Dr. Sanjeev Kagram joining Global Chamber in January to lead our global council of ambassadors from around the world, and his desire, just like it is for me, but he's really felt very strongly that Global Chamber needs to take the next step, wants it to take the next step, and these kinds of communications and supporting people like Nima are going to be a key part of it. And honestly, asking for money, which we have not been very good at, or asking for help, which honestly we haven't been very good at. And so Dr. Cogram has got a big stick and he's got a big global profile, and we're looking forward to getting that support from him and doing some smarter things in the future to be able to support Nima and others. Does anybody have anything before we close the room? Anything else? Anything you'd like to share? Oh, speaking of Dr. Cogram, 1 minute ago, he just tried to call me. So he does want to chat about, he mentioned he was going to call me today, so I'll be able to talk to him tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining today.
Yeah, thank you. It's great.
Thank you for sharing more about Kubota and what you're doing and what we're doing together. Looking forward to the events both in Vegas and in Phoenix. John, thank you for sharing, and Claudia. Sally Alimam is also in the call. She's been working with Global Chamber the last few months while she's been graduating from Thunderbird. So she just graduated this week with her degree, and I think we've got a kind of a general agreement and hope that she'll continue to do some additional work for Global Chamber going forward. She's been really key and instrumental in helping us reconnect with a lot of our global team around the world. And we've heard back from a lot of the folks that we have around the world, and Sally has been a key to that. Sally, I mentioned you earlier today with Ghazal, and who's our main contact through Thunderbird, and so we'll be in touch. Thank you for joining today, and I look forward to hearing from you during the holidays and working what we need to do both for Global Chamber and also for yourself. We have a couple people. Sally would like to work for SAP ideally, and so we've got a couple leads there that hopefully work out for her going forward, in addition to any work that she does at Global Chamber. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Doug.
Thanks for
Thank you,
joining.
Doug. Looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Get better
Bye.
soon, Erica.
Well, Erica.
Let's see. How do I? Oh, it's now down here on the corner.
You can always move stuff around.